Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride for Bitcoin on the macro time frame. Yesterday evening, we did see Bitcoin go up to about 65,000, and then it came crashing back down to just under 63,000 in around 62.7. We are seeing now the excitement rise again. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin just recently, within the last few hours of this recording, did again surpass $64,000. And then we saw it come back down again. So right now we're currently sitting directly square at about $64,000 per BTC. I mean, we've come a long way since the beginning of the month, which was only a few days ago. About a week ago, we did see Bitcoin down and around here, around $56,000. So that has been a significant growth in just about a week. Up again 13%. And now I feel like Bitcoin is just kind of toying with us in and around this area here. Guys, you can see neutral sentiment hasn't really shifted much since yesterday. Yesterday we were at 58, now we are at 57. The market cap is at $2.36 trillion. So, again, with this sideways movement for Bitcoin here, I guess I should throw it on the daily. We really haven't budged in terms of crypto market increases in terms of its size. We've just, pretty much seen money go in, money come out, money go in, come out, go in, come out, so on and so forth. But now we're seeing the 24-hour volume that has increased by 30.44%. So that is up to 73.97 billion. So, the market getting excited as Bitcoin continues to move upward. And, I think it won't be long before we see that continued move to the upside. Dominance, guys, still sitting at 53.4. And altcoins taking a bit of a breather here. We see a mix of green and red today in the space. So, again, not too much movement. Some coins obviously performing better than others. As we quickly take a look at XRP, where's XRP sitting today? We did actually see XRP also make that move up. As Bitcoin was moving up, guys, XRP was up to about 50, almost 57 cents. And now XRP is sitting down and around here, around 53.9, so just under 54 cents. Now, Anthony Pompliano did make his rounds on CNBC just yesterday. Bitcoin's 200-day moving average just hit a new all-time high. GBTC just saw their first day of inflows in 78 days. Don't get lulled to sleep by Bitcoin going sideways. The long-term thesis is as strong as ever. I'm going to play you guys a clip of this. Watch this.
Welcome back to Squawk Box. It's been a couple weeks now since Bitcoin's halving, and the price action of the cryptocurrency has been, well, volatile is maybe the word. For more on that in the equity markets, I want to bring in Anthony Pompliano. He's the founder of Pomp Investments. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So the halving happened. It's been volatile. I mean, I don't know if we could put the price up on the screen right now, but there was a period of time. What was the lowest it came down to at one point?
57.
57. It's moved back, but it hasn't moved back, obviously, to the heights. What do you make of what's happening here?
Yeah, I think that the halving price action is exactly what we should have expected. Historically, it runs up about 19% in the month before, and then it only goes up about 1-2% in the month after the halving. So we're kind of seeing about that. Okay. Last week, I think that Bitcoin sold off because people are realizing, wait, maybe the U.S. economy isn't as good as we thought it was. Maybe we're actually not going to get all of these rate cuts. If you look at prediction markets, we've seen they were pricing in 5 rate cuts. Now we're down to 1. And so if we're not going to get those rate cuts, is that bad for assets that trade, in a risk environment? And so when we see that, though, all of a sudden we've retraced the entire sell-off. Right. We're right back. And one of the most interesting data points is that GBTC, the world's largest Bitcoin fund, saw 78 straight days of outflows once the ETFs got approved. Mm-hmm. On Friday, it had the first day of inflows, about $63 million. And so that doesn't mean that all of the selling is gone. But for 78 straight days, people were taking money out of that fund. And on Friday, they decided to start putting it back. We see the price rally.
So what do you think that says about the overall scheme with Bitcoin and, more importantly, the ETF world?
Yeah, so whenever you see the ETFs get approved, right, I think everyone was like, oh, these institutions are just waiting to pour capital in. It takes time. They've got to go to their investment committees. They've got to talk to their clients. They've got to go through their processes. And, fortunately or unfortunately, some of them are bureaucratic, and it's going to take some time. And so now we're starting to see these flows that are persistent that I think people are really excited about. Another data point that's really important is that Bitcoin, although it is volatile day to day, the 200-day moving average just hit an all-time high. It just crossed over $50,000 for the first time. And so over the long run, Bitcoin continues to kind of trend upwards, even though on a day-to-day basis that price is hyper volatile.
So just to reiterate those 2 points, yet again, GBTC saw the first day of inflows in 78 days, and the Bitcoin 200-day moving average just hit a new all-time high. So Bitcoin, guys, poised to trend upward. This is just the short-term volatility that we tend to see in every crypto cycle. So wanted to thank Anthony Pompliano for posting that. Also, just wanted to bring this clip up, guys, from Black Swan Capitalist Versan here. Don't sweat fluctuations in crypto prices. Financial institutions are the ones driving the market. He recently interviewed the Digital Outlook channel. Watch this.
Even now, let's be honest. I just saw an article that where, in this last dip that we saw, whale wallets picked up over in a period of 24 hours, they picked up something like 31 million units, and in a period of 48 hours, 600 million. I mean, if you don't think, if when you look at these markets, do you really believe, do any of us truly believe that it's retail that's pushing the billions upon billions upon billions of dollars of traded volume daily? No. Most of us already know that there are institutions behind the scenes. But that is a drop. This is their play money right now. A drop in the bucket when it comes to genuine global wealth and money supply.
So this is a hint, guys. Moving forward, we are seeing these large institutional players investing in cryptocurrency. Retail investors, just make sure you're invested and diversified into the right technologies, warns Versan here, so you can sit back and enjoy the show. So as you guys can see from this clip, this guy here is bullish on XRP. He's wearing the hat there, and he's got the Ripple thing on his wall over there. I think that's another XRP hat in the photo. As a retail investor, we do have to make sure that we are, well, first of all, not only do we have to make sure we're invested in the right cryptos, but also we have to be careful. We want to be on the right side of the trade. I mean, me personally, I've been trading since 2011, made a lot of mistakes in the early days, and, continued trading throughout the bull market in 2011, 2012, up until pretty much 2017 when I moved to crypto specifically. So I learned a fair share of things, and, the crypto market was a bit of a learning curve. The last bull run, I don't feel like I cashed out enough profit, but this time around, guys, it's going to be different. You can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month, and I've kept it relatively affordable because I do want you guys to be able to follow me. I don't want to gouge people. I don't want people to feel like I can afford it for 1 month and then can't afford it another month. I'm going to be also doing a live Q&A session, I hope, maybe by Friday. So I will let my Patreon subscribers know more details about that tomorrow. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if that is something you are interested in. And when the Digital Outlook channel is talking about, these outflows, institutional money coming in, we're talking about huge surges, huge inflows of volume here. The coins where we'll see a lot of that are going to be coming into some of the more mainstream cryptos. Now, Michael Branch here pointing this out, XRP trading volume did recently surge 240%. It feels like, out of the blue, we tend to see XRP just starting to surge all of a sudden. In a remarkable 24-hour stretch, XRP's trading volume surged by an astonishing 240%, ascending to $1.84 billion. The intense trading activity unfolded within an environment of heightened market volatility that saw XRP price oscillate mostly upwards, or modestly upwards, gaining 0.87% during the same interval. Now, again, we see volatility based on supply and demand fundamentals. And what I think they are looking at here, was this activity over here on the chart for XRP. When we did see it come up and then we did see it come back down. Now, that was a slight pop of activity from retail traders. But guys, that is nothing compared to what we are going to see during the euphoria phase of this bull run. So maybe just a preview of things to come. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Another one here from Michael, guys. The US SEC has once again delayed its decision on highly anticipated Ethereum exchange traded fund. So in the news, now we're seeing the brakes put on again. The SEC is delaying its decision on Ethereum ETFs. This postponement marks another chapter in the complex interplay between the regulatory actions and market dynamics in the crypto sector. Meanwhile, amidst the uncertainty, Hightower, a New York-based firm worth over $130 million of asset under management, has opted to intensify its investments. The firm is focusing on various spot Bitcoin ETFs. So we're seeing, these companies not diversifying because of the lack of clarity coming from the SEC at this moment. So here's what the SEC says. The commission finds that it is appropriate to designate a longer period within which to issue an order approving or disapproving the proposed rule change so that it has sufficient time to consider the proposed rule change and the issues raised therein. So the delay follows a pattern as the SEC deferred decisions on similar applications from financial giants like BlackRock and Fidelity. The continued delays, though, raised doubts across the sector. Prominent figures like Jan van Eck, CEO of Van Eck, are expressing skepticism about the likelihood of approval shortly. So I'm sure the SEC has learned a lot from the Bitcoin spot ETFs, and now I guess they are doing their due diligence. They're making sure that they cross all their T's and dot all their I's. But the crypto market, they are clamoring. They are just salivating for these things to come out so that institutions especially can invest in more. And I think as the months go on, it will ultimately help prices of not just Ethereum and Bitcoin, but of course the rest of the crypto market, including XRP. I mean, even if we don't get an XRP ETF, which would be the most logical next decision, would it not? Guys, the crypto market is going to continue to rally, to new highs, like we've talked about on the Patreon. Some coins are high flyers. Some coins have the potential to still fly high, and we still have some opportunity to get into some high-flying coins. So just wanted to mention that. Also, guys, with regards to legal clarity and regulatory concern, Robinhood says that it could be preparing for potential action against the SEC. Listen to this.
Robinhood says it could be preparing for potential enforcement action by the SEC. The investing platform said in a filing today that it received a Wells notice from the regulator over the weekend, which said it made a preliminary determination that Robinhood could face potential enforcement action over its crypto business. Robinhood's chief legal, compliance, and corporate affairs officer said the company believes its listed assets are not securities in a blog posted today, and that the company looks forward to engaging with the SEC to make clear just how weak any case against Robinhood Crypto would be on both the facts and the law. The Post also said Robinhood Crypto doesn't list tokens or provide products that the SEC alleged are securities in past enforcement actions. In February, Robinhood disclosed that it received subpoenas from the SEC regarding its crypto operations. Shares of the stock were up 1% as of noon Eastern. The company is also due to report its earnings this Wednesday.
So that news report pretty much went over all the highlights here. Robinhood, just another one on the SEC's hit list. Here's a quote from Chief Legal, Compliance, and Corporate Affairs over there at Robinhood. This is from Dan Gallagher. He says, after years of good faith attempts to work with the SEC for regulatory clarity, including our well-known attempt to come in and register. Remember when Gary Gensler was telling all these companies to do that? We are disappointed that the agency has decided to issue a Wells notice related to our U.S. crypto business, adding that the company intends to engage with the regulators. So I guess there will be more guys coming down the pike, but wanted to thank XRP Drops just for letting us in on that. When it comes to the Ripple SEC lawsuit, another great one here from Michael Branch. Sealed Remedies reply brief has been filed, so now what are we to expect? This stage focuses on determining the potential sanctions that the fintech company might face in the SEC lawsuit. James K. Filan updated the XRP community via X, stating the SEC has filed under seal its remedies, reply brief, and supporting exhibits. These documents are not yet public. Public redacted versions will be filed by Wednesday, May the 8th. Other sealing-related filings will follow. So this filing is a crucial procedural step in the ongoing litigation, initiating a series of legal maneuvers centered around the confidentiality and disclosure of sensitive materials. Following yesterday's sealed filing, Ripple and the SEC will meet today, May the 7th, to discuss and determine the necessary redactions to the reply brief and related documents. So we've got XRP community lawyers chiming in on this, including Bill Morgan. He says, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the SEC says in its reply brief about Ripple's argument that the permanent injunction should not be granted, or if granted, should be restricted. Is the SEC really trying to permanently stop Ripple sales to ODL customers? It's a good question. I guess if they didn't, it would set precedent, and I guess it really depends on what the SEC's end goal is, considering the SEC is, it just seems like they're hell-bent on getting everybody before this next bull run. It seems like they're just scrambling and throwing out Wells notices and lawsuits here and there. It seems like they are very disorganized and don't want to set bad precedent. So he continues by saying, what will the SEC say in response to this? The decision on the injunction is more important in my view than how much Ripple is ordered to pay. Let me read you guys a little bit of this. The SEC fails to show that any institutional buyer suffered any pecuniary loss because Ripple did not register. Its arguments are particularly weak as to ODL sales. As a class, ODL buyers are sophisticated institutions who are able to negotiate for contractual rights and disclose and protect their interests. They have contractual protection from losses and no right to gains caused by XRP's short-term volatility. So what they're basically saying is, these organizations, these companies are sophisticated enough to protect themselves. I mean, they're paying for their own lawyers, when they negotiate these deals. Indeed, they are exposed to changes in the price of XRP for mere moments while a cross-border transaction settles, even if the securities laws require Ripple to provide the information that the SEC suggests, such as financial statements and disclosures of past discounts given to non-ODL institutional buyers. That information would not help ODL buyers. So Frank down here saying, I asked you already the question, but again, because I didn't get a reply, how high are the chances for Section 5 violation to get a permanent injunction? Bill responding here, I haven't seen the SEC's reply yet. I would prefer to see the SEC's argument and reply on this issue before speculating on whether an injunction will be granted. So guys, we're still kind of waiting here. Ashley Prosper giving us a bit of a timeline, at least her prediction. And now we wait for Judge Torres to rule somewhere between July and September. So within the next few months, guys, or maybe the parties settle before that. I'm hoping we see a settlement before that. Of course, that would mean very bullish activity for XRP. I have a feeling James K. Filan, bringing us the latest here. So here we have May 6th, the SEC files its reply brief under seal. May 7th, parties meet and confer to identify redactions sought by each side. So that's what's happening today. And then May 8th, tomorrow, guys, the SEC files a public redacted version of the reply. Then by May 13th, parties and third parties file the omnibus letter motions to seal all materials relating to the remedies-related briefings. And then by May 20th, parties and any third parties file letter briefs in opposition to omnibus letter motions to seal. So we still have a ways to go, but as Ashley says here, July to September, that is her prediction just based on how Judge Annalisa Torres has ruled in the past. And hopefully we do see a settlement. I mean, wouldn't that be great? Also related to the Ripple XRP lawsuit, the Honorable Sarah Netburn, the U.S. Magistrate Judge for the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, was nominated and received in the Senate and referred to the Committee on the Judiciary to replace Honorable Lorna G. Schofield, who will be retiring. So maybe we will see the Honorable Sarah Netburn here. She is nominated, as you guys can see from this official release. Maybe we will see her officially get a spot replacing the Honorable Laura Schofield. So just something else that I thought was interesting. Wanted to thank Sento Sumo Saba for posting that, guys. When it comes to Ripple, I mean, they are not backing down. They're actually a platinum sponsor of the Dubai FinTech Summit this year. You can see it here, the Dubai FinTech Summit. I believe this could be their LinkedIn page. They have, in fact, identified Ripple as a platinum sponsor. So is it of any surprise? I mean, considering XRP is approved in the Middle East, especially by the DFSA, as a digital asset to be utilized by businesses within the DIFC regime. And for those of you guys who do not know those acronyms, I actually had to look them up myself. The DFSA is the Dubai Financial Services Authority, okay? And then the DIFC, that is the Dubai International Finance Center. Reese Merrick from Ripple does explain this in this clip. Listen to this.
Around the same time, the back end of November, the DFSA actually approved XRP as a digital asset that could be utilized by businesses within the DIFC regime. So, that's a huge step for us in just firstly providing that clarity on XRP in the region. What I would say is VARA, obviously a standalone regulator in the region, are doing, fantastic things as well. Ripple itself have been in the DIFC since 2020. We're very happy here. We are quite keen from a license perspective to work with regulators to deem and acquire licenses where we require. So this is definitely something we're moving forward with. But I would say more to come on this space as it relates directly to the Middle East, Waleed.
Ripple adoption keeps growing and growing in the Middle East. I'm not surprised, considering a few years ago, they did finally classify XRP as a Sharia-compliant cryptocurrency. And I think that was the biggest hurdle for Ripple in the Middle Eastern region, where there are a lot of Muslims. Islam becomes very important in that case. And so, to conduct business with all these different organizations and countries, you do have to be Sharia compliant. So from there, the proliferation of XRP just expanded, really kind of exploded. And here we have Reese Merrick, who is an employee of Ripple, located in Dubai, stating that the DFSA has now approved XRP as a digital asset to be utilized with businesses in this regime from the Dubai International Finance Center. So great news there. Wanted to thank Bank XRP just for posting that. So you guys see how big this is going to get. Even Ripple identifies the problem that they are solving, guys. It seems to me that they are assuming that they are going to take a huge chunk of this pie. I mean, in the past, we've thought all the money, and then we thought, okay, you know, there are a lot of players in this space. But here, guys, here's evidence directly from Ripple. Kurnow made in here posting this. I love when Ripple tweet out their job postings. The product manager receiver post in London. Notice anything about these job specifications. Now, I'm not entirely sure if she's noticing the same thing I'm noticing, but guys, here's what I noticed. We're looking for an impactful product manager who is passionate about using crypto technology to redefine the $160 trillion plus cross-border payment space. In this role, you will help across multiple initiatives, including building, liquidity capacity, crypto payments, sure, enable data, okay. To succeed, you will be strategic and detailed to lead cross-functional teams on initiatives that improve the experience. But guys, the amount of money that they are targeting, $160 trillion of cross-border payments. Let's not forget this is a huge market, and Ripple definitely sees themselves as the front runner. I do not doubt it for a second. So as we're waiting for retail to catch up, just remember what the institutions are doing already, guys. Loading in and loading up XRP if your bags are not packed already. Seems like an opportunity for me, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.